Hello, hello, what a beautiful day it's been. So I'm just going to give it a few minutes just to see if anyone wants to join in live. If not, I'll record it live and then you can come back to it whenever you're ready, whenever you want to. So if you haven't done Pilates before, it's all about core strength and your posture, okay? It is different to yoga. Yoga is more about flexibility. Pilates is more about mobility and it's more about strength rather than stretching, if that makes sense. What I tend to do is teach through the levels. So if you've never done it before, there's a level for you. And if you've done it lots of times and you feel you're actually quite good at it, there's also a level for you. So there's something for everybody hopefully in there. I've got myself a little blanket down on the floor if you want to use a towel or a mat or anything, whatever you've got. If you don't want to lay on your carpet, that's absolutely fine. Have a drink nearby because you might feel you want to have a little drink halfway through. But it was all nice and gentle. It all comes flowing movements from your core, from your neutral spine, your posture, and also your breathing. That will be sort of full, deep, smooth, full breaths. Okay, and I'll explain all of that when we do the mobility bit in a minute. Okay, have we all had a lovely day? The sun's been shining again, absolutely beautiful. I popped out to do some food shopping and got really, really annoyed because we all social distance queuing up to get into the shop, and then once you're in there, people don't do it. And I just really wanted to shout at people. I was just so annoyed, so annoyed. I'm literally sort of waiting at the end of an aisle for this person in front of me to move, and while I'm stood there waiting, this other person, they're just coming through. They're just not bothering at all. I did think I'd start coughing just for fun, but then I thought, no, don't do that because they might get angry. Okay, so we'll make a start. Please work where you feel comfortable. As I said, the levels are there, so feel free to work up levels, down levels. You can try a higher level, and if it doesn't feel right, bring it back down again. Absolutely fine. So we start in a nice lengthened upright position. You need to make sure, hopefully you can hear the music okay, it's not too loud. You need to make sure that you're balanced, you're central. So you've got an even distribution of body weight across both of your feet. Don't feel lopsided, don't feel like you're leaning. So you've got that nice lengthened posture, tilting the pelvis forwards and backwards. You're finding the position where your back feels the most comfortable, and you're finding that natural lordotic curve, okay? Straight up from the head, down to the heels. Then you need to find and engage your core muscles. Core muscles are made up of your pelvic floor and of your main abdominals around the middle of the body. Okay, it's transverse abdominals and your rectus abdominals. So your pelvic floor, the muscle from within, the one you would use to stop mid-flow. I want you to imagine that that muscle is attached to a lift. And I want you to draw that muscle up from within as high as you can go to floor number 10. Feels uncomfortable, you wouldn't be able to maintain it long, so we lower it down to floor number 5, and then we lower it down to floor number 3, and that's where we leave it. So it's around about 30% engagement. So you're drawing up slightly, but it's not too uncomfortable. Then imagine you've got a belt around your middle, 10 notches on that belt. Pull it in as tight as you can to notch number 10. Again, it's uncomfortable, so take it down to notch number 5, down to notch number 3, and leave it there. And that allows then our core muscles to be engaged with our neutral spine in place. That's our posture. This is our standing position. And when you're on the floor, I will remind you constantly about keeping these things in place. One more thing you need to remember is that your breathing comes from your rib cage. So you're just going to place your hands on your ribs, fingertips touch. Don't move your hands. I want you to breathe from your ribs. Take a deep breath in. Lateral thoracic breathing and release. Deep breath in and release. Relax the arms down. So you're just going to start gently pedaling through the feet, allowing your shoulders to gently rotate one way and the other way. Place the feet down, lift all the way up onto the toes and release. So we're just mobilising a little bit before we come down to the floor, because once we're on the floor we stay down. Good, and release. Now I just want you to take a step out for the left, reach up and over, come back into the middle, and then go the other way. Now when you're coming back to the middle, we're coming back to that stance that we just created. Reach up and over, all the way back to the middle. Last one here, so lateral flexion, lengthening through the waist, through the back, and then hold it in the middle. Arms are coming up, or you can have your arms extended. Take a breath in, breathe out, rotate, breathe in, return. Breathe out, rotate, breathe in, return. Now when you rotate, try and keep your hips nice and still. Breathe out, rotate, breathe in, return. You're just going to do one more to each side for me, please. And once you've completed those two, relax those arms down. Just find your balance, bring one leg up, just allow the ankle to rotate in one direction and the other. Use a wall if you need to for balance. Place it down, other leg comes up. The thing is, once you've got good posture and good balance comes with that, basically. Core strength helps with your balance. Ankle goes the other way, but you can't hear that cracking. Oh, it's making a right old noise. Place the foot down, and then you can stand towards the back of your mat. You're going to breathe in, tuck the chin to the chest. Breathe out and gently begin to roll down through your back. You're going to soften your knees, allow your arms to hang and relax. Breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to roll back up, rebuild the spine, all the way to the top, reset your posture. So breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, begin to roll down. Soften your knees, allow your arms to hang and relax. And then breathe in, breathe out to carefully rebuild all the way up. So we are going to do this last one, which is going to take us all the way down to the floor. Okay, so you're going to breathe in, chin to your chest. Breathe out, gently roll down. And then at your lowest point, you're going to allow your hands and knees to lower. So we're going to come into swimming. You're in a box position. Your thighs are apart, okay? That is going to help with your balance. These are like stabilizers, okay? You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, push one leg as far back as you can, and then breathe in and draw it back in. Other leg, breathe out, push that leg away, breathe in and draw it back in. Now we're only allowing that leg to go as far as comfortable without moving any other part of the body. As the leg pushes away, feel a lengthening through the core, and as you draw it back in, you're drawing in with the tummy muscles. Level 1, the foot doesn't leave the floor. Level 2, fully extend and then raise, no higher than the body. Don't allow the leg to bend, don't allow the back to dip or arch. Touch the toe down at the furthest point and draw the leg back in. Breathe out to lengthen, lift, breathe in to lower, return. So your level 2 is there. Level 3, you're going to slide your opposite hand out at the same time as the leg and then slide it back in. So it's just the leg raising, but the arm is extending in front. And then your last option, opposite arm and leg raise. Then touch down at the furthest points before you draw it back in. So you're making sure everything is in place. Core muscles are zipped up. Back stays comfortable. Remember, at level 1, the foot doesn't leave the floor. Level 2, we fully extend the leg, and then we lift no higher than the body. Level 3, opposite arm extends along the floor. Level 4, arm and leg lift. Breathe out to take them away and up. Breathe in to lower and draw it back in. Carrying on for me, please. Now your breathing should be full and deep, okay? which means your movement should be slow and controlled, okay? If you're moving quickly, then you'll be breathing too fast, okay? So allow your breathing to dictate the pace of your movement. Deep, full breath. In your swimming, at your level, I'm going to ask you please, for one more on each leg. Once you've completed those, you're going to carefully lower all the way down. Now, once you get started on this exercise, you'll be looking down between your wrists. But obviously, I know you're probably looking at a device at the moment to check what you need to do. But once you know what you're doing, look down towards the floor, okay? So from here, you'll breathe in, you'll come up, breathe out. So your belly button is raised, your body is raised, your pelvis is drawn up, but your knees have stayed down. So this is a level 1 leg pull, but we're not doing leg pull. So those of you who thought you were going to go straight up to level 3, don't do that, because this isn't leg pull, this is hip drop, but you start in the same position. So you're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, lower the hip one side. Breathe in, come to the middle. Breathe out, lower the hip the other side. Breathe in, come to the middle. Can you see that okay? So your knees are down. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, return. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, return. At level 2, your knees raise up off the floor. So it's a hip drop. Keep looking down. Don't look at what your hips are doing, okay? Just keep everything else still. Level 1, knees down. Level 2, knees are up. And remember, you're breathing. Full, deep breaths. Breathe out to lower the hip down. Breathe in to come to the middle. Breathe out to lower the other way. Breathe in to come to the middle. Carrying on for me, just ask yourself, are your core muscles engaged? Answer should be yes. When you come back to the middle, is your neutral spine in place? Are you moving using full deep breaths from the rib cage? You need all of those to work effectively. And I'm going to ask you in your hip drop for just one more to each side, please. And once you've completed that, you're going to carefully allow yourself to lower all the way down onto your front. You're going to have your arms down by your side. I want you to touch your big toes together. Drop your heels out. I don't want you to lift your legs, and I don't want you to squeeze your bottom. Okay? Palms of your hands are facing the ceiling. You're looking down. You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, peel up the chest, shoulder blades back and together. Your palms are now facing the floor. And then breathe in to gently lower. Breathe out, peel up, shoulder blades together. Breathe in, gently release. So when you're laying all the way down, palms are facing the ceiling. You're peeling up, shoulder blades back and together, palms face down, and then breathe in and come back down. Breathe out, lift and squeeze, shoulder blades together, palms face down, and then breathe in to release, palms face up. Rear deltoid squeeze, you're squeezing between your shoulder blades at the same time as drawing up through your core. Deep, full breaths, and I'm going to ask you please, for 2 more, breathe out as you lift, in as you lower, keep your legs still. Last one here. And release. Elbows under the shoulders, leg pull. Level 1, we know, knees down. Level 2, knees up. If you want level 3, you're coming up onto your hands, but make sure that your hands Underneath the elbow, underneath the shoulder, not out wider than the body. So level 3, you're coming all the way up, hold and breathe. Also make sure that your weight isn't too far forward or too far back. It's got to be evenly distributed. If you're staying down on your forearms and elbows, draw up through the pelvis, breathe and hold. Make sure your bottom's not in the air. Nice flat back. Don't dip or arch the spine. Strengthen through the core and the lumbar spine. And in your leg pull, please complete 2 more breaths. And then you're going to carefully allow yourself to lower, and you're going to lengthen all the way out. Now when you come down on your side, you need to have your hips, your knees, your ankles all stacked, one on top of the other. You're resting your head down on your arm, which will be fully extended, but I don't have quite enough room, okay? This other hand is there for your balance. You're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, both legs come up without rolling your hips. That hand is there. So at level 1, keep the hand there for balance. Breathe in. As you breathe out, top leg is going to come up. Breathe in, it's going to lower. Weight. Bottom leg. Breathe out, it's going to kick forwards. Breathe in, it's going to return. So you're making a lift with your top leg and a kick with your bottom leg. Now the range of movement is up to you. If you're making a big movement and your hips are rolling, make it smaller. There is no set height. There is no set distance how far those legs move. But if you're moving them and the whole body is rocking, make it smaller. Hand can come away for harder level. Keep those legs as straight as you can. One leg moves, one leg remains still. If you want to go further, bring that arm over. So you're in a torpedo position. Breathing out as you lift and in as you release. All the time, think long, lengthen from the fingers to the toes. Exhale, take the leg away. Inhale, bring the leg in. And I'm going to ask you for one more of each movement, please. Once you've completed those 2, you're going to have both legs lifted, held and still. Core muscles zipped up, pulled up. Good. Try and bring the legs up another inch or 2 without rolling the hips. We're not moving, so if you've got your hand there, maybe try and take it away. So I'm just going to ask you for 2 more deep, full breaths. Then you can allow those legs to lower. Give the hip a rub if you need to. And then I'm just going to ask you to push yourself to sit with your legs bent and your feet down. People do sometimes get cramp in Pilates. If you do, just stop, give it a little wiggle or give it a rub until you feel ready to join in. It's just where you're really focusing on keeping those muscles in place and keeping them still. Shoulders down, relax, lengthen the back, chin is off the chest. Feet and knees hips distance apart. Arms crossed is slightly easier. Arms extended is slightly harder. You're going to breathe in, tilt the pelvis under, C-shaped spine. Breathe out, rotate to one side without moving your knees. Breathe in, come to the middle. Breathe out, come all the way up. Breathe in and tilt, belly button to the spine. Breathe out and rotate. Breathe in, come back to the center. Breathe out, come back to the middle. So when you tilt back, you're looking for this C-shaped position. Breathe in, tilt. Breathe out, rotate. Keeping both sides of the bottom on the floor. Always coming back up to that seated position, keeping the feet and the knees nice and still. So in your oblique roll up, and if you prefer, you could have your legs out straight, by the way. With your oblique roll up, please could you complete one more to each side. Try and do an even amount on each side, okay? So it's one more on each, or maybe you need to do two on one side. Once you've completed those, I'd like you to gently allow yourself to lower down onto your back. Now, once you're on your back, you need to find neutral spine once again. So tilt the pelvis up and down. You should still be able to touch your fingers together underneath the small of your back. So neutral spine in place, core muscles, pull up, pull in. Tighten around the centre of the body. Arms are down by your sides, breathe in, breathe out, lift one leg, knee above the hip, ankle in line with the knee. So we've got that right angle in the knee. Other leg has remained still and in place. Stay here or breathe in. As you breathe out, lengthen and hold. So you're taking it a little bit further. This is your 100, okay? If you want to add the upper body, head, shoulders, arms, lift up, palms face down, breathe in. As you breathe out, you're pushing your hands down towards the floor. So imagine you've got like a little bouncy ball and you're just pushing it with your hand. Don't let the whole body rock. If you want to go further, you can bring the other leg up, but keep it in a right angle. If you don't want the pulse, you don't have to add it. You don't have to have that leg lifted, remember? And we started from here, so you can always stay here. Level 1, just the leg in place, deep full breaths, core muscles in place. Level 2 we've extended, level 3 we've pulsed, level 4 we've got the other leg up as well. Just continue to breathe and hold at your level. Strengthen through the core, through the lumbar spine. Remember, any little niggles go down a level, okay? If you're already on your base level and it's still uncomfortable on your back, then just rest completely, come back in a moment. Just do a couple of breaths at a time. Now, you're going to do 2 more breaths. If you've got both legs lifted, the leg that's bent comes back down first. Upper body lowers, and you bring that first leg back to your bent position. Now keep it lifted, okay? Keep it in place. Maintaining the angle behind the knee, you're going to come into scissors. Now it's very important that you keep the angle behind the knee. I don't want you moving the knee. The movement is coming from the top of the leg through the hip flexor. Breathe in, breathe out to lower as if you're dipping your foot in a bowl of water, and then breathe in to bring it back up. Breathe out, take it down, core muscles zipped up, breathe in, bring it in. Now the other knee has remained nice and still. You can imagine you've got a cup of tea on that knee, but if you want to go further, you can bring that leg up, but we are going to keep it still. And then if you want to go further still, bring up those shoulders. We're only moving that one leg. Breathe out as you lower, maintaining the angle in the knee. Breathe in as you return. So at your first level, just the leg lifted. Breathe out to lower, breathe in to lift. Remember, don't move the knee. Breathe out to lower, breathe in to lift. So I'm going to ask you please, in your scissor, for one more breath. Once you've completed that, if you've got both legs lifted, stay there. Just take the first leg back down. So you're going to replace the leg, you're going to bring the other leg up, and you're going to hold it nice and still. Knee above the hip, ankle in line with the knee, right angle. Stay here, or breathe in, breathe out to lengthen 45 degrees, knees in line with each other. Now you can stay here, or bring up the upper body, palms face down, breathe in, breathe out and pulse. You can keep the leg bent and pulse as well. And then if you're going all the way, the other leg is coming up. You should get about 5 pushes down from one single breath out. Remember, you don't have to add the pulse. You don't have to have the leg out straight. You can start with level 1, just that leg lifted, held and still. Strength from the core and the lumbar spine. Remember, don't let the leg get lazy. Keep everything in place. So I'm going to ask you please, in your 100, for 2 more breaths. If you've got both legs lifted, allow the bent leg to return down. Allow the upper body to lower, and then bring that leg back to bent position. Right angle in the knee. Breathe in, breathe out, touch the foot down. Breathe in to lift back up, okay? So you're breathing out to lower, you're breathing in to raise. And that leg stays in that right angle. It touches down as if it's going to go to a bowl of water and comes back up. Maintaining the angle, don't drop the heel. If you want to go to the next level, you've got both legs lifted, but we're only moving one leg. You could bring up your upper body, breathe out as you lower, in as you raise. So your scissor, carrying on, use your breathing, deep, full breaths. Breathe out to take it away, breathe in to draw it in. And it should be a slow, controlled movement, because your breathing should be full and deep. And I'm going to ask you please, 2 more breaths in your scissor. If you've got your upper body raised, you'll lower it back down. If you've got both legs lifted, 1 foot at a time comes down. And then please feel free to give yourself a nice long body stretch. From here, you're going to make your way over onto your other side, and we're lengthening the body out. We're pointing the fingers, we're pointing the toes, head resting down on that arm, hand there for your balance. Breathe in, breathe out, raise both legs without rolling the hips. Top leg lifts, bottom leg kicks. Breathe in. As you breathe out, lift it up. As you breathe in, lower. As you breathe out, kick the bottom one forwards. As you breathe in, return. Remember, there's no set height. There's no set distance. You are moving at your own range. And you are moving with the pace of your breathing. Breathe out to move away. Breathe in to return. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in. Smooth and controlled. Keep those legs as straight as possible. Point those toes away from the body. Hand comes away at the next level, goes over at the next level. Strengthen through the core, the lumbar spine. You've also got work happening around the hip area and through those legs. And I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more of each movement. I can hear my dog going a little bit crazy in the kitchen. Hello, and he's managed to get into the room. Okay, lay down. Good boy. So when you've done those 2, you're going to keep both legs lifted, held and still. Legs in line with the body. Point the fingers, point the toes. Just try and raise them up another inch if you can. Hold them in place. Well done. So just hold them in place for 2 more breaths. Could you imagine trying to do puppy Pilates, goat yoga? He's terrible, because if I'm laying on the floor anyway, he'll just come. The door's normally shut, so I must have left it on the jar. When you've done those 2, gently allow those legs to come all the way down and hug those knees in to a fetal position. Good. From there, you're going to continue to bring yourself round into that box position for me. We are going to make our way to stand. If you need to use something to help you up, please move to somewhere where you can, alright? Right, you my way. You don't care, do you? So from there, you're going to push back into a crouched position. Tuck the chin into the chest. Place your feet down and slowly begin to roll up through your back. Rebuild your spine into a nice lengthened, tall, upright position. Relax your shoulders down. Reset your posture so you've got your neutral, you've got your core muscles in place, making sure you're balanced and you're central. Lift up onto your toes. Are you balanced? And release. Lift up, balance, and release. Good, one last time. Lift up, balance. Close your eyes if you can. Are you as balanced as you thought? And release. Well done. So if that was your first time doing Pilates, well done. It's very different to the other classes I normally teach, where I'm normally jumping and shouting at people. It's much more calm, it's much more relaxed. But it still works you very hard. We get people come along who say they do Pilates because it's an easy option. You do it properly, you feel it, and you do work hard. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Tomorrow we have got combat here at 10 o'clock, I'm trying to remember, and leg sponsoring time's at 4 o'clock, I believe. So, and then we're back live with Pilates on Friday morning at 10. Okay, well done everyone, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.